So the Capcom conference happened. A lot of conferences have happened, and I might have stuff to say on the majority of it, but for now I just want to talk about Capcom, their conference, and specifically the updates for Resident Evil. And I say mostly Resident Evil because everything else at the Capcom conference felt a little anemic, to say the least. But yeah, a lot of updates for Resident Evil. We're finally getting Resident Evil 8 DLC, and oh my, are we getting a lot. First up, we have the whole Rose DLC, which looks really cool. It looks like a cross between like Evil Within, bringing in that like surreal kind of you're entering the mind of something, in this case the Cadeau parasite. So it's gonna excuse a lot of like reused assets and stuff like that, but I'm kind of hoping they use this opportunity to have us go back to all these places and, you know, take advantage of a lot of missed opportunities. I know a lot of people are going to want to see more of Dimitrescu. I personally want to see a lot more of Donna and Angie, and hopefully with this premise they can do that. It also looks like we're getting the Duke as an antagonist, so I guess that's going to fill out his character a little bit more and explain why he was helping Ethan and what exactly was going on with Resident Evil 8. All in all, I'm happy with what I see with that. The Mercenaries mode getting buffed up is great. Honestly, like even though the entire mode was very bare bones, I still have fun with it, but I always felt like it could have been more. And by adding in, you know, characters like Chris and Heisenberg and Dimitrescu, like those two last characters especially, I didn't see that coming. That's going to be a lot of fun to mess around with in the future. And then they said that they're going to do third person mode, and I was hype. But then I wasn't. And let me explain why. Now, it's no mystery and it's not ambiguous at all that I really like Resident Evil 8. I made an entire video talking about how much I enjoyed that game, and one of the things I really liked about both Resident Evil 8 and Resident Evil 7 was the first-person perspective. I liked the lack of control and situational awareness that you had when playing in first person. It made it so that even a game that was as action-heavy as Resident Evil 8 could still have scary moments because you can't see what's behind you or even at certain times what's right beside you. So it kept that element of fear of the unknown. I like first-person Resident Evil. I like what it brings to the table. And I kind of like that, you know, you had the remakes that had more of that over-the-shoulder type of camera, and then the Winter Saga that had more of that first-person action. I like that they tapped into both styles of play. But I noticed that a lot of people didn't like first-person Resident Evil, and it seems Capcom has heard that, and now they're slowly phasing it out. And that worries me. I love that we have the option to play through this game in both first and third person. I think that's really cool. But then if we look at that Rose DLC again, it's only in third person, meaning that they're trying to phase out first person gameplay. So we're getting more Resident Evil 8, however, it's kind of indicating that whenever we get Resident Evil 9, or just later games in the future, it's going to be that same kind of third person action experience. I don't mind that too much, but I think it's a loss if we truly step away from first-person perspectives in Resident Evil, especially with its more horror-oriented moments and gameplay styles. Besides that, like, I also just want to bring up, I know I'm going to be like a broken record, and I know there's a lot of people out there, especially a lot of YouTubers out there. I don't know if you guys watch The Sphere Hunter, great channel, check it out. I don't know why I do that. I don't know, like I used to do that a lot too. I give like shout outs to like much larger channels. Like I don't anyways, Sphere Hunter's great. Go check her out. Where she was a really big Resident Evil 3 fan. And her, like many people that really liked Resident Evil 3, were really disappointed with the brevity of Resident Evil 3 and the lack of features in it. So when I saw them bringing up Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil 3, I was like, oh shit, are we gonna get some new features? Come on, Capcom, you can make a lot of people really happy. But nothing's at it, it's just, you know, they're being optimized for next gen. And I mean, that's great and all, but like, Resident Evil 3 could have used some DLC. I don't know. This is a shorter video, a lot less organized, because I'm not even sure what the point I'm trying to make is. I guess I'm just happy that, you know, Resident Evil 8 is finally getting its DLC and that it looks awesome. But I'm also a little worried that, we're not going to get those first person experiences that I love so much. And I'm a little bit disappointed that nothing was really announced for Resident Evil 3, no DLC, nothing to buff that up, and it desperately needs that. It's a great game. Like, I've gone back and played it and replayed it to the point where I've almost done like 100% completion. For a lot of people that doesn't mean anything, but I never 100% games. So there's something good going on here. It could just really use a lot more love. And I feel Capcom had an opportunity, not just with Resident Evil 3, but with a lot of things here, to really, hit shit out of the park, and they didn't. I don't know, maybe I'm just spoiled with the last Xbox conference and how awesome that was, but yeah. It's definitely a win, but there were some serious losses. Anyways, what are you guys looking forward to? Not just for the Capcom conference, but just all the game fests that have happened so far. Anything you're looking forward to, anything that you're upset with, just let me know down in the comments below. Again, just an easier, kind of more disorganized video, but hope you guys are doing good all the same. This has been Bliskin, over and out.